One of the most aesthetically pleasing groups of cards put out in the decade is still actively sought out by collectors with an eye for detail and beauty. The set, 1963 Topps. This year, Topps cut down not only the number of cards in the base set to 576, they also limited the amount of specialty cards. There are plenty of league leaders, World Series highlights, and rookie stars, the top ones being Willie Stargell and Pete Rose. And yes, card number 54 does depict that famous basketball star Dave DeBusschere. A solid, clean color holds in place the player name, team, and position. Returning to the design was a second picture of each player, this time as a black and white portrait within a circular frame that boasts another bright pastel. The color combinations work well together, as seen here in the Clemente and Mantle. In looking for high-condition cards, collectors search high and low to find examples that are clean of chipping, for the bottom fifth has no separate border to speak of. Sharp corners are also a rarity. In the mid-'80s, the hobby saw a renewed interest in sports cards. Collectors' interest focused heavily on two players, Mickey Mantle, whose cards have never lost value and whose name is synonymous with Topps baseball, and Pete Rose, who was due to break Ty Cobb's seemingly unbreakable record for career hits. With the interest came greed, and many examples of Mantle's 52 and 53 Topps cards, along with the 1963 Pete Rose rookie, were faked. The newest craze which followed in line with this resurgence was the idea of having cards graded on a numerical scale. This would ensure the example possessed a certain quality and thereby having its value increased or decreased proportionately. But the other reason collectors and fans alike were drawn to the concept was that giving a card a grade meant it was authentic, each one being given their own special code. Counterfeits were not a welcome part of the experiment, and were not given the honor to be encapsulated or slabbed. The grading fragment of the hobby has grown into its own lucrative business, and we'll get into grading companies and their operations in a later video. The point here is that collectors and dealers alike found solace in knowing their Pete Rose rookies were authentic because of the buzz surrounding the player. Personal opinions about his life choices and subsequent banishment aside, this card is still viewed as one of the most important in the hobby. Back to putting together a master set, there are 19 or 20 variations to speak of, depending on what you believe about printing anomalies. The majority of these were discovered recently. First, the easy ones. Rookie stars 29 and 54 are titled as showing rookies from both 1962 and 1963. Checklists number 102 and 431 have the title printed in different colors. Checklists 274 and 509 have differences in copyright alignment on the reverse. Number 341, Jack Balshund, has a correction in the inset photo. If you look closely, one version has a white slash across his jersey, and another was filled in with a crosshatch pattern, most likely to try and match his pinstripes. Art Fowler, number 454, is found with both a white box and yellow box behind his card's number on the back. Now on to the newer discoveries. 11 cards were found with slight shifts in either of each player's two photographs. They are the following numbers: 372, 376, 386, 387, 388, 404, 409, 413, 438, 439, and 445. The easy way to determine if you have a variation on Johnny Wyatt's number 376 is to look for the vertical black line on the left side of his stat box. One version runs all the way down, and the other is split to better read the year. Al McBean's number 387 comes with the cartoon A in his first name as a white letter, and also colored in with the same yellow that matches the rest of the card back. Other than those, the remaining 9 can only be noticed by the front's pictures. The shifting is similar to the green tints in the 1962 set. There's an excellent article regarding the variations and their history online. Just search George Vrichek and Sports Collector's Digest. I hope I'm pronouncing George's name correctly because it is a great read. Now to the last, and this entry goes along with Mr. Herrera and the Gene Baker card in Topps 1957 set. It's number 175, Bob Buell. People have mentioned they've seen his card with a solid blue color on the front opposed to the normal green. Examples I viewed look as if the entire card was printed with less green overall. I have not come across any with that color difference in person, and I'm inclined to believe it's not an official variation. As for uncorrected errors, Ron Santo makes an unscheduled appearance on Don Landrum's card number 113 as Don himself. Eli Gerba's card number 231 mistakenly shows Ryan Duran. My set was at first a partial lot picked up in an auction, and I actually had a lot of fun putting it together, as opposed to what felt like a job filling in the sets from the next 2 years. Some are slightly off-centered and have soft corners, and there is the occasional bottom chipping where the solid colors play along with the inset photo. Only 3 cards caught my eye for an upgrade. Number 208 Rookie Stars has poor centering on the reverse. Number 258 Alvin Dark, again with the ink mark. And number 370 Dick Donovan, which looks to have a date stamp on its reverse. Something tells me it won't be difficult to grab these and finish the set for good. Thanks again for coming along on this journey through baseball card history. Check out future videos which will follow and update my progress in finishing this and other vintage sets. Up next, going back to the basics for another set filled with a treasure of rookies, 1964 Topps.